And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our household. I am John D, aka Too Much, and this is my wife, Do, and we are doing too much. How are you doing today?
I'm present and accounted for.
Well, so if we're learning each other, and you said you're present, is it like you're here because, or you gonna get fined?
I'm here so I don't get fined. No, present and accounted for. I just feel like it's like I could feel a lot of different things at the time, but I'm here, and I'm like my head is here. I'm here to participate. That is crazy, but it's not bad. I've been present and accounted for at meetings or even outings with my friends. Like, I ain't out here ready to like really party, but I'm present and accounted for.
So hypothetically speaking, if 5 of your most favorite people outside of your family showed up at the door right now and said, "Girl, let's go," do you get hype or you be like, I'm only present and accounted for? I don't know if I could do that. Like, I don't know. Like, does your mood change? Is your mind blown? Or you like, look, I'm present and accounted
okay.
for?
So my mind is blown because my 5 favorite people would be scattered all over the place. So if they're all showing up, then yeah, I will forever. It will go down in the books of my 40th birthday where friends from all parts of my life were present for me to party for a weekend in New Orleans, and that had to have been the most amazing thing. So I was like so blown by that I couldn't be present and accounted for in that moment. Right now, I don't think I could be either because I just be like, my friends are everywhere. It's not like when I grew up. We live really close to where I grew up. And it's so crazy. It's probably in the last 4 or 5 years that the last 2 of our tighter group of 4 disappeared from this area. So by the time I came back, nobody was left. And it's just me, the Lone Ranger. So if they showed up from Tennessee and Atlanta and Orlando, I think it'll be crazy. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they materialized at that door right now, I'm walking out of the house because I ain't seen these fools. I have not seen my Tennessee and my Atlanta friend. I have not seen them since 2016.
It's interesting.
It is. So, I wouldn't be present and accounted for that. But I'm. It's not like I'm in a bad mood because I'm on the up and up. I'm positive.
So I guess, you selecting your words can put people in a different mindset. So you didn't want me to think you were in that mindset, but you used those words that caused me to think you weren't like, I'm just here so you don't find me. That's what I'm here.
No,
present and
accounted for isn't like I'm here so you don't find me.
Well, I'm here so that you don't call home. I'm here.
Yeah, but I don't really want to. That's not where I am.
I know, but that's what I hear when I say present and accounted for.
Well,
like, you can't get me in trouble. No, I'm here.
No, I thought it was funny when you first said it, but it's not that. That whole idea is like, I don't really want to be here, but I have to be here. I don't feel like that in this case. It's not that I don't want to be here, but I have to be. It's not like that.
I know, that's the reason why I was asking questions I didn't want to assume. That's why I'm trying to become an effective communicator so that I don't assume and end up in a place it never intended.
Okay. Well, I'm with you.
Yeah. So anything happened in this week or in this past week that got you excited or, thinking about anything as a family, as a woman, as a wife?
So many things have happened this week as far as a mother. So I'm a mother of 2 teenagers. We're parents of 2 teenagers. And my kids are much like me. Like, they could be closed behind the door and do whatever, and they can be content for the most part. They'll want to get out a little bit, but it's not necessary to be on a constant move. But Dallas has really started, like, he's been interacting over the top. Like, he wanted me to walk with him to 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee. Now, it was threatening to rain, y'all, but he wanted to do it. When we walked, he wanted to hold my hand. He wanted to put his arm around me. He talked to me about things that weren't facts. Dallas speaks in facts. And
did you know?
Yeah, everything starts with did you know? And so the amount of connections made this week with him, and I'm very close to them. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, but him just kind of stepping out, and I give my kids the opportunity to interact with me as they want to. And he's just been out a lot more, and I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It feels good. So that excited me this week to just see him kind of.
So what did he do? Like, I don't understand. Like, you just gonna leave people out here? Like,
what do you mean?
What mother moment outside of him? You know, like, he's wanted to walk with you in the past.
Yeah, but you know, even like, okay, so yesterday we were walking, and he said something slick, and and so I was acting like I was hurt by what he said, but I wasn't. And he was just determined that he was going. Dallas gives me kisses on my cheeks. He even like pushes his nose deep into my face. My understanding now is that that's what Inuit people do. When they want to show someone they love them, they rub their nose onto the person's face or their cheek or something. And he said the harder they push into your face is shows how much they love you. And when I say he tried to break his nose off in my jaw, I was like, Dallas. But it's just so much more than what he's been. Dallas is always, like, I used to say it's because he's a breastfed child, but Dallas was always, like, he always loved on me. He was definitely the stereotype of when they say boys and their mothers. I'm really going to have to watch out on making sure that I'm not that mother-in-law from hell, which I don't think I will be.
I disagree.
But only to help them, never to hurt.
I think that'll always be your intent.
Them, I said, not him. I think some mothers, they be, you know, that's my son, and I'm not gonna be like that.
I would rather for you to be on the woman's side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be on their side.
Yeah, well, the reason why I said the woman's side because I know that you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna advocate for the woman.
No, you're gonna advocate for your son.
I'm gonna advocate for the woman because I always want Dallas to be. I want him to be a fair partner.
Yes.
But I'm also going to advocate for Dallas because I know his heart, and I want to make sure that other people do too. Not to the point of being a bully, but like, you know, just like in talking to you as we've grown up and just saying, you know, understanding, I want to be able to shine the light on the things that he may not be able to vocalize. Like, I need you to understand that Dallas, he grew up in a home where we valued this or this. So if you know, you're facing a barrier because of this, it's probably because this is how we practice. You know, doesn't mean that it can't change. But I'm just saying, you know, you got to know where they started from in order to be able to grow from that. So I'm always going to be that voice for her or for him, but I'm going to be a voice for her. This is my projected intention. I'm going to be the voice for her, for him, because I need for him to be a fair partner.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that our overall journey in the last year or two is going to impact them the most as far as when they start dating and what to look for. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I said that is because just listening to you, I know that whoever he dates will be receiving an asset because I know your intentions is to only like help.
And I've had great examples. Like, my mother-in-law is amazing. I mean, from the moment she met me and well before I became her daughter-in-law, I've loved his mother, and she's wonderful. And my mother, watching her be a mother-in-law to my older brother's wife, like understanding that you have to have boundaries because that's not your house, that's not your husband, that's not your marriage. But being a help when you can, definitely being a sounding board or a counsel or a source of wisdom for somebody who's been there before you, most certainly. Like, definitely, I've had great examples of mother-in-laws to watch. I just want to be that. It's too early to say that. The boy is 13, but I'm just saying.
Well, I think that well, when Day was born, everybody was like, "Oh, you got to get the shotgun ready and all of that, right?" So it's this expectation that you got to protect your daughter from all of that mess. But when you say it's too early, it's not ever too early to prepare. And
No, I was just saying for me to say what kind of mother-in-law I'm gonna be.
no, it isn't. Like you can definitely say what kind you want to be. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You don't want to say that you're going to be a horrible one.
Yeah.
But I think our journey in different aspects of it, like when we were just talking about some time ago, we was talking about how the kids, we didn't have the terrible twos with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
They
didn't
were
like that.
dream kids.
They were like overall, I think every stage has been kind of like how.
Yeah.
I mean, even with these dogs, just think about it. Like, no, I just think that the way that we approach things have made it a lot easier for for things to happen the way that they've been happening. You know, I think that when you make a conscious effort to improve, like just put in a little bit, that you can see it actually develop. And the even the way we were parenting earlier, we would really thought we were doing the right thing. You know, ignorance was bliss, so we didn't get penalized too much because they really got the beat down.
Yeah. Yeah. The we've grown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So just the idea of watching them grow to this stage when you were just like, you know, we got teenagers and this is a good time where, you know, we're communicating better for them to follow. Exactly. I think it was inevitable for us to get to this point because we would stagnate their growth. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything all right with you? You look really
I'm really relaxed. I didn't kick my little feet up and everything.
No, I think
I had to turn the heat on, y'all. Like the windows were cracked in the house. It's June.
I just want y'all to know it is June.
It's chilly. And so I just politely closed those windows and did as my mother would say, knock the chill out the air. And now I don't feel like my toes are gonna fall off. So how is it in June? It's like that. I don't really even know. But yeah, I'm feeling comfortable right now.
You know, I really like the weather like this though.
I don't. I need blue skies, 75 degrees and a breeze. That's what I need.
Yeah, I like that sometimes too. I wouldn't want it the whole time though.
Oh, I would.
Really? So
yes.
That's what's like. I heard San Diego's like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No lie. I heard that's the best weather in the world overall in the year. You want to go check it out?
Put that on one of our list of places to go.
I was thinking like we could stay there for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No doubt.
In our early retirement.
Well, inshallah. So tell me this. Those of you that caught our anniversary episode, we were talking about, you know, what we've learned and how we've grown. And I wanted to ask you, what would you like to see, like, going forward? Like, you know how you just said, you know, I don't know, it's too early to tell what kind of mother-in-law I'm going to be, but what type of wife or what type of relationship or what type of parent do you want to become? Like, what does it look like? Because it doesn't just magically happen now. So, you know, we got to work toward it. So have you thought about how you want to evolve into like you're in your 40s now, like by 50, you like, I'm gonna be really good. I'm a real like what do you look like? What are you doing? Like, how do you feel? You know,
That's a lot.
it is, because I didn't know I could get to this point in just a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now I have all of these ideas of what I'm going to look like or how I'm going to feel. So I'm putting that into you because, like, you've been, to me, a constant progress of getting better, you know. So have you looked at, like, you know what, by this, I should have done this. I should know what that feels like.
There are a few things. I don't know how. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be speaking on it exactly, but I'll say, by 50, I will have wanted to, really have evolved into my children's friends. Like, I know that they see me as an ally. I know they see me as their mother and they love me. I want to be their friend. They'll be what? So that's in 8 more years. So Dallas will be 21. And so they'll be adults. They may live with us, they may not live with us, but you know, once you step out of being the active day-to-day parent in conducting their lives along with your own, I want them to look back and be like, you know, that's my friend. Call me, want to see what I'm doing. Do you want to go to lunch? You know, guess what happened today? That's what I want. I know that I used to talk to my mom every day, and then we moved to Abu Dhabi, and the time frame I kind of fell off, and then I picked back up, and then I moved in with her when we came back, and then when I moved out, like, I was like dead silence for a while because I was trying to get my bearings. But either way it goes, my mom knows that I will call in a second and be like, you want to go to lunch? You want to do this? Because she's my friend. So that's what I want from them. I want them to see me and it not be something that I've pushed for, but something that is organically just developed from just them being with me. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I think that's a great view also. Like, I started thinking about that. Like, that's what I want. And it was like, I've trying to figure out how do you evolve into that organically. And I think we've definitely started that process. Just talking about conversations that typically would be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think that once they get older and their friends talk about this with your parents, they're going to realize that, you know, we put those things in them so they wouldn't think that it was uncomfortable to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, if a parent doesn't talk about them, it's like, when will a kid eventually say, you know what, I can talk about this with my parents now? It's always that stage, like, am I old enough? Like,
yeah. Yeah. And I don't want them to feel like that's never a problem.
Yeah. You know, like, just recently when I spoke with Dallas, I told him, I was like, you know, if you don't ever tell us anything, we can't ever help you. And if you're feeling a certain type of way, if you don't describe it, we can't tell you if you're supposed to be. Is this just a part of life? So I think the purposeful conversations we have with our kids have allowed them to believe that friendship is going to come, even though they're not thinking about it. We're giving them all of the tools that look like, you know what, I can share this with my family, and they can give me a solid opinion. And I don't have to worry about being judged.
Yeah. I think that I'm so dumb. I think all 4 of us should be called the council. And when they grow up, if something happens, they don't be like, I'm going to talk to my mama about it. They be like, let me go back to the council. Mm-hmm. I do want to feel like that I'm a friend though. And I think on the wife side, same. I feel like, I want to be on, like, you know, there are people who say, I married my best friend. I didn't marry my best friend. And I want to, and we're close. We are, and we get closer every day. But I was never a person who said that. But I think that getting into the older part of my years, and I'm not really old, But getting older and looking at my friends in their marriages, those who aren't in marriages or whatever, I'm really, really starting to understand that whole concept of you need to be your spouse's friend because they're going to be your person. Like I'm watching my mom. My mom, she had a core group of cousins and they all raised their kids together here. We went on, trips together and all the other stuff. And now they've all kind of moved away or some have passed away or whatever the case may be. And from day to day, it's her and my dad. And they take trips together and they play phase 10 or they'll argue over playing skip bow or whatever the case may be, right? And that's her friend. And I'm realizing that as I get older, where those moments, I plan on keeping my strong friendships, but my day-to-day best friend, I hope to be able to say it's you, because I'm a different person than when we started growing up together, and you're a different person. So it's like, it feels good to get to know you, the new you, and for you to know the new me. Is so funny when we're discovering stuff and it'd be like, oh, I mean, even like the other day we were walking down the street and I was like, that's why I do that. We had a conversation about how I'm not a people person, y'all. And I used to tell John, yes, I am a people person. He'd be like, no, please, I just need you to stop. And I was explaining to him that I love talking to people and being around people, but it's exhausting for me sometimes. And I have to I need to be able to recover and get away from people. And he sees that as, look, if you can be around people and be like, I would really like to be by myself. As much as you like to be by yourself, you can't be a people person. And it's not really true. But I realized it's because I get exhausted by all of that. I'm not even gonna talk about the energy people of saying hi or not, but it's I learned that about myself. I acknowledge that not knowing, but in the conversation, it just kind of like I learned new things about myself just through us talking, and so that's been really, really fun. So I think that one of my friends, she was like, when we went on that birthday trip, she was like, my middle school friend was there. So she said, oh, you knew 1.0 Kanika. Mm-hmm. And then I had, other friends that I'd met in my 20s and my 30s. And they're like, you knew 2.0, 3.0 or whatever. And now she's 4.0. So when I'm at 5.0, most people would say like you're growing and you're learning in your 20s and 30s. You're starting to solidify who you are as a person. And in your 40s, you transition because you are solid and, you move on. I really feel like so much of me, so much of my 20s, I spent in school or moving around or all in John's face. I am just now getting to the point where those little crevices of who I am, I'm starting to learn. So I feel like I'm starting over, and then in my 50s, then I'll be where I'm, is the new 30s for me. And so when I hit 5.0, Kanika will be solidified again.
For and sure. Then I'd even say before then, I think 50's so far away.
It is, but I'm just saying, I'm giving myself some time because there's so much, you're just a complex person. So with you, I think a new level of best friendship is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for as a wife, to be able to really serve in that capacity. That's what I'm hoping for. What about you?
Well, I don't want to copy you,
yeah,
but
he does.
I mean, those are definitely. That's exciting to just know that you have somebody that's on board with what you feel like is going to make you a better person or a better team. Well, you became my best friend unknowingly. Like, I mean, you're the only person I talk to. I mean, I have other people that I talk to, but now when I look at it, it's like I don't tell them everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can get clouded in the idea of what a best friend looks like depending on how you grew up looking at it. And, you know, I had a best friend for a long time, and he and I really just had maybe 3 years of our life together, and that was from high school. And I just held on to that. And then I had different friends throughout, but I have friends that actually got to see me evolve into this person. But you are the most consistent friend out of everybody. You've seen parts of me that even, like, I would say Coop and Rube, but Coop, because he's been around me the longest out of everybody as far as in proximity. And he has no idea.
What about Kyle?
No, but I was cool with Coop in undergrad.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah,
just saying
yeah.
the number
I
of
got you.
years all together, he's seen the most part of me,
Right.
you know. And then I have to look at you like I don't see how anybody could come between us now. Yeah, I've gotten to that point like where I understand, you know, and I don't need another best friend. And it's not that I wouldn't be open to it. I don't see the need for it. You know, it's like that. It's a lot of responsibility, and I feel like the person that I was before, I wanted to be everybody's best friend because I wanted them to know that I was there. But now it's like all of that time, I'd just rather give it to you. You know, I guess the kids, they could
have a little bit.
They could sneak in
30
there.
minutes. Well, yeah, clearly we're late bloomers in this for some other married couples that might be listening, but for others, I mean, this might be very real and current for them too. But yeah, that's definite. I mean, yeah, that's definite. I didn't think that it would be like best friend is a crown. It's a jewel in the crown. So that's kind of live.
What?
Even though I had to wait until everybody was like moved to the side.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it just you know, anybody can create a story.
Yeah, I just did.
You did, but I'm saying like, you can create that story, but I can tell you that I didn't think you were really ever supposed to be my best friend. I didn't know how to. People used to say I married my best friend. How did you do that? How did I skip that part? Like I didn't understand.
Hey, I just became your Facebook friend, last year? Exactly, y'all. So anyway.
Look, in my head, I was doing what was best for this family.
Oh God.
Look, it just shows you like I was limited in my view, but I can see better now. And I'm more open to see things that I can't see now. Things that haven't revealed itself, I'm looking for those things.
So what else are you looking to see?
I'm looking to see us do a little bit more traveling, as far as I guess doing what we were doing before when we were in Abu Dhabi. I'm looking forward to us like looking at what weekend are we leaving this month. You know, like where we're gonna just be able to take a mental long weekend. Like the kids would like, hey, you guys are missing Thursday and Friday, and we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to such and such place, and we're gonna come back and act like we just get right back into the assimilation of the society, but we're going to make our life fruitful. Like I was like telling somebody, it was like that we lived in Abu Dhabi, and it was like, why did you come back? And I was like, ultimately to assimilate back, but I felt like we figured it out. And I was like, the only thing that we were missing when we were over there was the people that we cared about. Now we got the people that we care about, and now we just need to bring the part of Abu Dhabi the way we're living here, and I feel like that's going to happen. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to the development of this machine we're creating, so that we can enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Yeah, okay. There's been a lot of labor up in this mug.
No, I know no more than others. Everybody has their own labor, but you have to know how to work smart. And sometimes you got to work hard first.
Boo.
Unfortunately. Look, you don't think I always wanted you to just work smart?
Throw the tomato.
Who's gonna tell me how to work smart? It's like, okay, look, you know this is a wheel, right? And I'm like,
Isn't that what Scrooge McDuck used to say?
what's that?
Work smarter, not harder.
No, and it wasn't him, but I know that is that's a constant educational term.
I feel like Scrooge McDuck used to say that.
Well, you sounded like you had a Russian accent. When you I was like, that can't be Scrooge. I'm glad you recognized it. Like that, Scrooge McDuck is that subtitles.
You talking about Russian vodka?
Russian vodka. Stay to work smarter, not harder. I'm like, what?
Anyway, but I know he said that. I know he said that as he was swimming in his gold coins in his little.
Maybe he did, but he didn't have that accent.
He didn't. Anyway.
Yeah, but anything else you want to share with the world before we get out of here?
No.
All right, just to give everybody I guess a catch up. This is, I believe, our 3rd episode in our 15th season. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna last season was our 14th season, and we just completed year 14. So this is our 15th season. We appreciate all of you guys who've been rocking with us. Share and send it off to other people that may get a laugh or get some information where they can become better in their walk of life. Not saying ours is the best, but we are purposefully trying to get better. And I feel like if we had more things like this available to us, maybe we wouldn't have busted our heads so many times. So let's try to reduce the amount of times we bust our heads, and let's lead by example. Make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. Be great on purpose. Boom.